Gedaliah, the son of Pashah, and Joka, the son of Shelemiah, and Pashah, the son of...
You know what? Go to verse 5 on down.
Alright, verse 5. Then Zedekiah the king said, Behold, he is in your hand, for the king is not he that can do anything against you. Mm-hmm. Then took they Jeremiah and cast him into the dungeon.
A dungeon. Right? The word there for dungeon is bawah. That's the word there for dungeon, which means a pit, cistern, or well. But why would it say dungeon if it's talking about a pit? Because they use those pits or those cisterns that had no water as dungeons, which you're going to see later on when you read. Continue.
Right. Then took they Jeremiah and cast him into the dungeon of Malchiah, the son of Hemelech, that was in the court of the prison, and they let him down, Jeremiah, with cords, and in the dungeon there was no water.
Stop. There was no water. Why was there no water? Because he was in a cistern where there was no water.
Yeah.
Go on.
But Maya,
what's mud?
Yeah.
Mud, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't have no water, so what happened? The surface of the cistern at the bottom was all murky. It was all muddy.
Yeah.
You know? It was all like mud. So he was cast into his pit where there was no water. That's what happened to our forefather Jeremiah. So that's what Esau gonna go through in the kingdom. Right? Go on.
Right. And in the dungeon there was no water but mire. So Jeremiah sunk in the mire.
He sunk into the mire. He sunk into that mud. That's it?
No.
Oh, alright. Was you looking at cistern?
Yeah, it's here, my phone.
And as he looks that up, I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna jump down to verse 7. Now when Abimelech the Ethiopian, one of the eunuchs which was in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah in the dungeon, the king then sitting in the gate of Benjamin, Abimelech went forth out of the king's house and spake to the king, saying, My lord the king, these men have done evil in all that they have done to Jeremiah the prophet, whom they have cast into the dungeon. And he is like to die for hunger in the place wherein he is, for there is no more bread in the city. Then the king commanded Abimelech the Ethiopian, saying, Take from hence 30 men with thee, and take up Jeremiah the prophet out of the dungeon before he die. So Abimelech took the men with him, and went into the house of the king under the treasury, and took thence old cast clouts and old rotten rags, and let them down by cords into the dungeon to Jeremiah. And Abimelech the Ethiopian said unto Jeremiah, Put now these old cast clouts and rotten rags under thine armholes under the cords. And Jeremiah did so. So they drew up Jeremiah with cords and took him up out of the dungeon, and Jeremiah remained in the court of the prison. So that's what they did with Jeremiah. They took up both of Jeremiah and let him down to a dungeon. Why do you think it said that they took cords and they said they let him down into the dungeon? And then it says they told Jeremiah, put these old cast clouts and rotten rags under thine armholes under the cords. They did that so they could pull him up, because he was in a deep hole. That's what Esau's gonna be. And we're gonna stuff Esau in the hole. We're gonna stuff him in the hole. You know how you got garbage? Now you got garbage, and you got a carton of juice in the garbage, a carton of milk in the garbage, you know, and the garbage becomes overflows. So what do you do to get it down? You stomp on it, right? Yeah. It's stuff to the top. You stomp on it, and then the process in order to make room for new garbage. When you stomp on that garbage, the garbage breaks up. So that's what you're gonna do to Esau. There's gonna be so many of you damn devils put in the pit that the pit ain't gonna be deep enough, so he's gonna jump out into space and stomp down in it, man. Or we just might just sit there and stomp you, stomp you, and as we stomp you, you're gonna be breaking your ribs, breaking your arms, your legs, your neck, in order to make room for the next group of devils to be thrown in there.
And the ones on the bottom gonna be squished.
And the ones on the bottom gonna be squished. But that, because Esau is gonna be like garbage,
like a jar of pickles.
Yeah, like a jar of pickles. The scriptures speak about you being called the scum, whose pot, the scum. The scripture called you the scum, the scum whose pot they're in, or something to that effect. Now, we just read that. Can you get Zechariah 9:11? See if I can find some more of this. It says incarceration. This is one of the uses of that Tullianum. It says incarceration. This is on Wikipedia. It says publica custodia. And facilities such as the Tullianum was intended to be a temporary measure prior to trial or execution. So before they kill somebody, you know what you got to get out? You got to get 24 and 20 Isaiah. Because it says before execution, prior to trial or execution. They'll put them in there prior to execution. Let's get to that. Go ahead.
All right, Isaiah 24, 20.
Yep.
All right,
Verse 22.
The earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it.
It's going to roll to and fro when the missiles hit. That's going to really shake up the earth. That's why in Revelation 16 it speaks about the great earthquake as it never was. Go on.
And it shall fall.
The 200 million missiles that's going to hit America, Babylon the Great. That's going to be shot by United States allies. Are going to turn against them. Russia, Iran, and so forth. Go on.
And it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones.
The high ones. Who are the high ones? The elites. The ones that's sitting on high. Alright? The ones that really control this planet. And you can get ready to get on Psalm 49 too, but you can continue.
That are on high.
Because they're going to be the first fruits of slavery. The elites. That's really going to them elites. And guess what? Obama going to be one of the first fruits of slavery too, man. You fucking Hamite. We not Africans. Obama going to be one of the first fruits of slavery. Ahmadinejad going to be one of the first fruits of slavery. What's that other guy named? Putin going to be one of the first fruits of slavery, man. All you Edomites and you people of other nations sitting on high, we're going to take you damn devil, we're going to take you heathens down. Starting with the elites, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Warburgs. You're going to be coming for you. Go on.
And the kings of the earth upon the earth.
The elect is coming for you. Go on.
And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit.
And they're going to be gathered together as prisoners are gathered into the pit. So we're going to gather you up. We're going to take you. We're going to gather you up. We're going to round you devils up like the animals that you are, like the beasts that you are. We're going to round you up. And we're going to what?
And shall be shut up in the prison. And after many
What's
days.
That, like they're prison into a pit?
Yeah.
Yeah, like prisoners into a pit. So we're going to gather you up like prisoners are thrown into a pit. Are thrown into a cistern wherein there is no water. Because cisterns with no water were used as pit as prisons. Go ahead.
And it should be shut up in the prison.
Yep, shut up into the prison, closed into the prison. Because can you get Lamentation 3:53? Because another thing I found out through another thing we had found out through deeper studying, when they would close up the well, they'll put a seal on top of the well. They would close the well up. Go ahead, read that.
Alright, Lamentation 3.
Which it would be a stone that you would roll on top of it, so nothing could get inside. Go. And that's so the water won't evaporate too. Read.
Lamentation 3:53. They had cut off my life in the dungeon and cast a stone upon me.
Yeah, that goes into us being in captivity, and they cast a stone upon us by giving us giving us tribulation. But when you look at that word dungeon, the word there for dungeon is bawar, which means pit, which is where prisoners are put into, slaves. And when you roll a stone upon a well or a pit or a cistern, you enclosing them. So we're gonna throw these devils in holes. We're gonna seal them up in there. We're gonna seal you devils up like the demons that you are. You ever watch like a cartoon? They gotta seal this demon up, seal this monster up. This a monster let loose, killing everybody. But we gotta find a way to seal up this ghost. Like was they doing that in Ghostbusters? Were they sealing ghost up, sucking ghost up?
In that little box.
Yeah, we gonna that's one. The prophet said in the little box. Where word sister comes from the word sister, which means box.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're gonna take you devils and we're gonna seal you up in a box, man. We're gonna take you devils, we're gonna throw you devils in a damn hole, we're gonna seal you up. We're gonna seal you devils up for. Go ahead.
This etymology.com.
Yep.
The word system. System, mid-13th century from Old French cistern, 12th century French cisterni, from Latin cistina, underground reserve for water, from cista, chest, from Greek cyst, box.
A chest or a box.